Hello everyone, welcome to the Great 78. I'm really excited to bring this card to you because it means so many positive things. My name is Zelda Kelly, I'm with PsychicSecrets.com, and today I'm bringing you this natural beauty. That's right, she is a natural beauty. So without further ado, let's get into what the Empress card is all about. So the key, as we talked about, this is not the numbers of the card because actually she is number 4th in the deck of the major arcana, but this is the key of number 3, and her color, and you can pretty much guess that, is green, and that is because she is a very nature affiliation. I'm going to say she's a natural card, all things natural. The meaning of the Empress basically means a door, and it is a door that you can go through. The astrological sign associated with her is a Venus, and the alchemy is copper. Now, I love this because there are musical notes associated with all of the tarot cards, and she is an F sharp. So for those of you who are very musical, she is an F sharp. I love that. The other attributes that she has is this is a transition time. It means development. There is wisdom, folly, which is joyfulness, playfulness. She can mean knowledge and ignorance at the same time, but it is transition and imagination. So transition definitely is one of the big things of the Empress. So she actually illustrates abundance and sensuality, and she sits on this throne, and she's very comfortable, and she actually rules. You can see she rules over nature, and you can see that nature is abundantly growing around her. It is thriving around her. She actually has new ideas, new situations, and she brings them to harvest. So if you're looking for a card for the laws of attraction, manifestation, she is the one. She's the best one to use. I think not the best one, but there's one of the 4. And she also represents employment if you're looking out for a job. This is such a great card because in this particular card, she is expecting a child, and it looks like she is expecting, but that can be a new beginning. So you can see how she is sitting. Look at this pillow. Isn't that nice? She's pretty comfortable on this. So she's sitting on this pillow. She's very comfortable. And she is not as stiff-natured as the previous card that we talked about, which was the High Priestess. If you want to see that, you can go up here, and I'll link that up here so you can see the card before. The High Priestess, she's just not as stiff and uptight. She's basically, she's live and let live, and she's still wearing a crown, but she believes that nature is essential, but she also believes that the High Priestess is also essential. There's a time and a place for everything. So her pose in this is just a reminder that we need to relax, smell the roses, enjoy nature, and enjoy the world around us. I love this. So let's talk about this. She has a scepter. You see the scepter right there. That illustrates that she has an authority over nature's kingdom, that she is ruling over the kingdom, and she finds strength in her disposition. So it's funny because this is almost this is a correlation between, we started out with the Fool, the Magician, and the High Priestess, and now this Empress scepter signals her as the first ruler in the deck. So she is the first of the ruler cards, and that's pretty interesting too. Now she's got a nice little robe on, and in her robe are pomegranates and flowers. And this illustrates the symbol of fertility because it's a natural background. And it's funny because the pomegranates connect the Empress card to the High Priestess card that we talked about before. So it's kind of contradictory because the High Priestess is a little bit more uptight than the Empress, but they're both very, very good cards. Now, the heart at the bottom of her throne, I don't know if you can see that, but the heart at the bottom of her throne symbolizes that Venus is carved on it. You see? It's a loving, so there's Venus at the bottom of her throne. And that's very important to know because this reiterates the symbol of femininity and it emphasizes her strong connection. So when you pull out love cards, this really, it really is good for that as well. So there's a lot of things going on with this Empress girl. So the gray stone conveys the idea of the unbiased empathy for everyone. So she's trying to be unbiased. So that's good. So let's see here. I want to see what else that we've got going on here. So, but this technically is the heart. You see this? It looks like a Ouija board planchette, doesn't it? But it's technically a heart, and it's got the feminine in there, the feminine sign. I love it. So the throne, the Empress sits on this really cushy red cushion. The color red is also significant for passion. It means gusto. She's relaxed. She's determined that she's going to rule, but she's not going to do it with an iron fist, right? The throne actually sits on a gray floor, and like the heart that is gray too, that means that she's impartial. So she's ruling for everyone. There's no favoritism there. Now her crown is very beautiful. It's got 12 stars in it. Its significance is, there's a few. So the 12 stars can connect to the natural world, 12 being the number of the months of the year and the number of the zodiac in the sky. It can also be the allusion to the 12 tribes of Israel. I love that. And an illustration of the Empress' spiritual authority. So we're still connecting to the High Priestess. And there are many paintings of the Madonna with 12 stars in her crown. So the grain, like the pomegranate that is on the Empress's robe, is basically talking about fruitfulness. It means that there's an abundance, and it can also tie in with other cards to be a harvest or the end of a manifestation. This nurtures and takes care of the ideas of relationships in your life and that you can harvest joy for them. So this is a very joyful, loving, relaxed card. So the river, see the little river behind there? This is the difference between the High Priestess. Again, we bring up the High Priestess because she's the card before this, and the Empress. And it shows how, because you know the High Priestess, the river was down here and it was flowing off, actually part of her robe, but this is flowing in a different direction. And that means that it can stipulate that the source of the river is from the blue river from the High Priestess. Isn't that something? So the river is coming from the High Priestess and down here to the Empress that ties these two cards together, always illustrating that there needs to be the necessity of a spiritual enlightenment between the two. I love it. So when you're reading and the Empress card is upright, This means there's the birth of a new beginning. There's even some sensuality. This is an expressive card. It means to take time to be grateful in life, and that the world can be a dark place, but that you have to look and see both all of the beauty around you. So stop and smell the roses. Recognize the unrecognizable. And being so deeply rooted in nature, the upright Empress encourages us to be more connected, to ground yourself with Mother Nature. It can also mean take a trip, relax, camp, just basically detach yourself from the world, the fast pace, recharge your battery, so to speak. But you see, now here we go in the reverse, or the upside down, the reverse. It signals that there is a need for you to be more in touch with the feminine side of yourself, even for a man to be a little bit more in tune with his feelings, to make sure that self-care is a priority. Treat yourself to just a relaxing day. And it also may signal that there's a blockage in your creativity. So you have to do what you can to get rid of the distractions in your life, is really what that means. And it means to focus on what you want to do and how you want to do it, so that you can harvest the enormous crop. And that's basically it. I love this card, the Empress, and like I said, she's always a good card when you're manifesting, when you're working through things and you're affirming things. So that's it for our lovely lady, the Empress. I know and I hope that this has brought you some really great information on this card. So if you're learning to read, or if you're reading already, or if you're already a reader, I hope that this has helped you and maybe stirred a little more creativity in your life. And if you like this video and this series, I will link it up here. It's available in the playlist, The Great 78. Please like and subscribe. We'd love to have you, and I'll continue to bring you more content. Now, the next time on The Great 78, we're going to bring the Empress's counterpart, the Emperor, and we're going to see his majestic rule and what he means. Very interesting fellow, this guy. So thank you so much for joining me today with the Empress of the Great 78, and I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.